Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. That's right, I homeschool. I am Mrs. T. Today we have our curriculum picks for my incoming preschooler for the 2024 to 2025 school year. So let's go ahead, we're just gonna hop right into it. I'm so excited. So this is the second kid that I will be doing a preschool year with. I did preschool this past homeschooling year with his older sibling. And this year, we're going to be starting child number 2 through preschool, and I have learned a lot from the last year. And luckily, because child number 2 has witnessed child number 1's preschool year, I actually saw what he was really interested in and what he tried to get involved in this past year preschool. So I have a little bit of his feedback already, and I've been able to already observe the kind of things that would be working with him. So I'm feeling pretty good about our curriculum. So the way that I've planned it is I basically have a baseline of subjects that I want us to try to do most days. So the idea is every day for about 10 minutes, we want to dedicate time to math, phonics, and handwriting or fine motor. And I like to link those kind of together because my child, some days he doesn't want to do, tracing or coloring, but he might be very interested in scissor skills and might spend 10 minutes working on his scissor skills. And to me, that at this age is great. I don't feel like I need to have too much. So 10 minutes of each, that's about 30 minutes of booty in the seat and instruction time. Now, in addition to that, I also have a subject that I really want us to focus on infusing into our daily routine. It's not going to be the same sort of instruction as those first three, but that's going to be healthy living. That's going to be our other baseline and thing that we are going to try to infuse into both our homeschool and our just our regular family life. And then in addition to that, I have a number of enrichment things that we will be doing that I'm going to talk about here and leveraging to help support a very rich educational experience for my preschooler. So let's go through those baseline subjects first. The first one that I mentioned was math. So math is going to be one of our baseline subjects, and we are going to be starting off the year with mathematical reasoning, beginning levels 1 and also beginning level 2. So we are actually about halfway already through this beginning level 1 book. My current toddler, upcoming preschooler, was very interested in math quite early. Well, maybe not quite early, but he was interested in math, and I think it's because he saw the joy that his brother got from these, which we call math puzzles. So we will be going through these first 2 books with him during the preschool year. And at this point in time, we're about a little under halfway through the first book, and we just sit down and we work on 2 pages, which takes about five-ish minutes, and we will continue that and then up it to 10 minutes as we start getting into a routine with that. The next subject is phonics. We are going to be doing the same program that worked for his brother. We're going to be doing elemental phonics. We're going to be starting him on level 1. And this here is just a printout of the alphabet that's included with the program. And we will be starting with the phonetic alphabet. Now, we are already going through Hooked on Phonics level 1 as a family. And he has heard his brother go through phonics and oftentimes wants to sit with us while his brother is learning. So he is already pretty good with his phonetic alphabet at this time. So we're going to just work on those skills, and we will then hop into level 1 for elemental phonics, where it really focuses on those short vowels and more simple blends. And we will also continue with Hooked on Phonics as a family and just kind of work through that at a very casual sort of pace. The next thing was handwriting and fine motor. We have a number of workbooks for things like scissor skills. I'm not going to mention those specifically here because I also find that they just really like cutting paper. So just general scissors, pasting, gluing, that sort of thing will be done. But for handwriting, we will be using the Get Ready for the Code primer series. So this is the first A book. The primer series is A through C, and we will be going through these as well. So these are technically phonics books, not necessarily handwriting, but they come with a lot of pen, like it's all pen control and a lot of handwriting guidance and practice. So here's an example of the letter M. This is partway through the program. So you can see your child is writing, and they will be independently forming some of these letters and doing sound recognition. And it's not all like that. A lot of it is also going to be things like this that are a lot more simple, where you have like a picture and you have to identify that beginning sound. But again, you're practicing circling, you're practicing coloring in here, tracing, writing. There's some mazes, very simple maze work. And so we will be doing this. It was a really big success with his brother this past year. And then I also mentioned healthy living. So healthy living is going to be one of those things that we are going to try to infuse in our family a little bit better than I did this last year. And I really had a hard time finding a curriculum for this that wasn't very religious. We are a secular homeschooling family, and I really didn't want like a big thing. I wanted guidance to help find developmentally appropriate things to focus on, and I did find a good resource through Sesame Workshop. I will link it in the description below. It is from Sesame Street, and it is partnered, I think, with kidshealth.org, which is another resource we will be leveraging. And they have 3 PDFs that you can download for free that outline activities and conversation starters that you can have with your children. They also come up with like healthy songs and challenges, and it's very light. So it's very focused on 3 different topics. So there are 3 different PDFs as part of this little program. There is one called Get Moving, Food and Drink to Grow On is the second one, and the third one is Every Day is a Healthy Day. And it talks about a lot of these healthy habits. So we will be talking or exploring not only the foods that will be good for us, but exploring the importance of movement. And we will also be working on certain skills like hand washing, focusing on brushing our teeth and flossing properly, and things like that. So that will be something that we are also leveraging. I also want to just flag too, there's another resource that we might be pulling videos from called healthpoweredkids.org. This is definitely a lot of the content in that website is geared towards bigger or older children. So there are some gems in there, like about germs and things like that, that we will also be leveraging to supplement the Sesame Workshop program, which is pretty cool. Now, let's talk about our enrichment activities. I'm really excited. So in addition to our core or our baseline subjects, we are going to be pulling in certain things that will enrich his education. So first thing first is reading. We do a lot of reading as a family, and that's not going to change. But when we read, we don't just pick twaddle. We do. We do pick twaddle. We pick, and by what I mean by that is just books that are just kind of silly stories. We do absolutely consume that kind of literature, but we also are very mindful to include books that cover science topics or social studies, geography, diversity, inclusion, acceptance, kindness, kind choices, social and emotional. There are so many different topics that will naturally be experienced as a family through reading. So we are going to be really focusing still on reading. We do read a lot. He loves reading, and we will be continuing fostering that love of reading. Now, one of the books that I did use last year to help guide me in including some diverse literature and to add diverse literature to our home here is this book, which is Layers of Learning by Joellen McCarthy. So we will still be using this as a guide for including diverse and inclusive literature into our home library and things that we can get out from our local library as well. So I just want to shout out that book. It's an incredible book, and I will be talking about that more in our kindergarten curriculum video because we are going into the next layer with my kindergartner. But for preschool, it's exposing him to the diverse books and books that touch on some maybe slightly more difficult topics. Okay, and so reading was enriching activity number 1. Our next enrichment activity is going to be nature. Spending time outside, exploring outdoors, playing at parks, going on hikes, going to state parks. These are all really important things that I have found so much growth and so much conversation and character building has come with my older child and my younger already, because we do spend a lot of time outdoors. And that will be one of those enriching activities we absolutely will be including in our homeschooling year for my preschooler. Music is another one. Music is so, we love music. It's great. We listen to a diverse amount of music. We do dance parties. We sing horribly. But my child has also been learning basic music, music notes, note recognition, solfege hand signs, and also playing notes through bells, as well as he's been playing a little bit with piano, messing around on a keyboard. And we use primarily Prodigy's music lessons. This is a program that we bought a lifetime membership to. We have 2 sets of bells, one for each kid, and we use this program all the time, and we will continue to use this program. It's really incredible. A little pricey, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit pricey, but we have gotten our money's worth. We've had it now for multiple years, and my children are just doing really well with it. Very, very satisfied. Okay, our next enriching activity that I want to talk about is exploration, and I'm gonna call this local exploration. Taking my kids to children's museums, nature centers, state parks, playgrounds. All of this stuff is very important. It adds to this sense of connection to our local area. So we will continue to do that. It also offers a lot of sensory play through things like the museum, or just, I don't know, being outside and touching the dirt and getting in the creek is important. So we are going to be adding local exploration as something that we absolutely will be leveraging to help enrich our preschool year. Physical activities is another one. It's really important that my kid is moving. So right now he is in swim lessons. His older sibling is doing soccer, and I think that that's kind of a strong word for what they do at this age, but he really wants to do it as well. And he will be old enough during his preschool year for soccer. So he will be signing him up for soccer, and we're still considering sign him up for something like martial arts. It is something we did with his older brother for a little bit of time. His brother lost interest, but he was so interested in it, and he still talks about it. So when he's old enough, we might consider doing martial arts with him as well. And then the last, I guess, enrichment activity I want to talk about are activities and games. So we use a lot of games and activities with my children this past year when we did preschool with his older sibling. And it was a huge success. This child in particular loves activities. He loves crafts. He loves sitting there and focusing. And we are going to be leveraging different workbooks that we have that I had purchased that I just wasn't very mindful about using. We were kind of defaulting to other resources this past year, but I'm going to be pulling them out. And one such book would be the Ultimate Preschool Activity Guide by Autumn McKay. This has a number of very low prep activities that we can just kind of grab and go. Some of it will have a little bit of preparation on the parent part, but it's not too bad, and we will be pulling that in. And then games, we have so many preschool games that are really enriching for this age. It's something even as simple and basic and repetitive as like Candyland is very beneficial at this age, because they're practicing counting, focusing. They are working on color recognition, movement, following rules, and working together. We have actually created Candyland to be a variation, to be kind of cooperative, and that has been really enjoyable, and it's really been helping hone in some of our, we'll say, our kindness skills. And I think that that's really important. And the other thing that kind of comes naturally with games, depending on how you as the parent implement it, is when you win. I think it's important for parents to also win, right? I think it's really important that your kid does not win every single time. Don't let your child win. No, don't always beat them, but don't let them always win, and encourage them to be happy for you when you win. and vice versa. When they win, be happy for them, but also it's okay if you show some disappointment too, to kind of help show them how they can navigate the disappointment of losing with also the joy and being happy for the person who won. And it kind of works on this natural sportsmanship, I guess, quality that does come from mindful exposure to how you handle and how you enable your child to handle the feeling of winning and losing. So anyway, kind of just went down a tangent there, but there we have it. Those are our curriculum picks for my preschooler for this upcoming school year. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. I am so excited to move into this next year with this child. He's a joy. He's a joy, and I love his excitement as I start pulling the stuff out. Every time we get something, he's like, is that one mine or is it my brother's? It's like, this will be yours. All right, thank you so much, everyone. You have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Next video to come out will be our kindergarten curriculum picks, so hit that subscribe button so you know when that video drops. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye.